Hello, ladies and gentlemen. You are watching and listening to another edition of Sipping Off the Cuff on Tequila Aficionado Media, all of our channels and networks. I'm Mike Morales here in sunny Southern California. We're not waterlogged anymore. That gentleman out there is
Bryce Taylor, capital of Texas, Austin.
Austin. He's the Austin Tequila Connoisseur. For those of you who are following along on Instagram and follow him along, please do. And this is where I found these guys. It's called Tequila de la Gente, and they have the initials here. They have an unusual story, Bryce. I think didn't they st they started off as like sampling stuff to people? Is that what they were doing?
Yeah, so I don't recall if they did a Blanco sampling kit. I know they at least did an Añejo sampling kit, which they still have some, even though their decision's been made. But essentially it's, tequila de la gente, tequila for the people. So even their little neck tag here was the first tequila chosen by you. So they came up with 4 samples. You got these 200 milliliter samples, QR code. You can go in there, rate, leave comments. And then ultimately they picked the best one, and therefore the people chose it. And therefore it's kind of, it's what the people want, give them what they want, right? So
Hey,
it's a pretty cool concept. I mean,
yeah,
there's definitely been worse ideas for sure. But yeah, some other things here. I mean, let's see, we got Texas roots, Mexican craft. So I think the 4 original founders are, they say it's Latino owned. So there's these 4 Hispanic gentlemen. Looks like most of them are also like Texan. So Albert, second generation Mexican American from Texas. Adrian, he's launched some beverage brands, born and raised Texan. Jorge, first generation Mexican American. I think he's a home builder. And then Daniel, third generation Mexican American with a tech and startup background. So yeah, these guys wanted a tequila and wanted the people to have some say in it. So cool concept.
yeah. It's
Yeah.
actually very elegant branding as well. I mean, it's a simple bottle, so but I like
Yeah.
the labeling that they have. I like that kind of nice, elegant etching here on the bottle. It's a little tough to see, on the camera because this is a Blanco,
Yeah,
but
and
you
it's
can see it on
etched.
the
Yeah,
back.
nice.
It's also on the back of the label here. Uh,
Mm,
yeah, it's a kosher, which is indicative of the distillery that it comes from.
mm.
Um, I don't know. Should we tell them what the gnome number is? So just to break the ice now, Bryce,
Sure,
or
yeah.
we want to pour
Yeah.
the juice first?
Yeah. Known 1438. They make a couple different brands there.
Yes.
There
They
we
make a
go. Nice
few.
pop. I'm gonna go ahead and pour it, let it open up. But yeah, what Casa Maestri? Maestri?
Yes. Or Destiladora del Valle, which is the official name of it.
Yeah.
We broke the seal. Oh, we broke the seal off camera here because otherwise we're spending
Yeah.
20 minutes fighting with the cellophane.
Yeah.
I'm gonna pour mine in a Glencairn. I'm gonna break
Okay.
it down and use a Glencairn for my Blanco.
I
And
am going with a Chisholm Trail glass
yes,
here. Got
the
the
the the official glassware of Tequila Fish.
yeah, it's like in case you need a case of 6. I've got a
Yeah.
tasting coming up, so I grabbed about 102 glasses from Thomas. So
You and I will discuss this off camera. I want to make sure that their pricing has been down to where it needs to be because that was the problem
yeah,
is uh,
it's down. We'll discuss if it's where it needs to be, but yeah, we'll get it.
good because that's awesome because
Yeah.
we've been using that glass forever. I think it's the quality and the style of tequilas have really outpaced the Riedel a long time ago. Having
Mm.
said that, I mean the Riedel is a valid tool. I've got a whole case of
I,
24 down here
I
behind.
still like them, but yeah, they break, and
Yeah. Well,
I
they're
think
great they're actually great for presentation.
present it. Yep.
The Glencairn, which is made by the same company that makes the Jarrito, which is Stossel.
Mhm.
Uh, they're very versatile, and I love using them as well. So that we use them interchangeably because they're
Yeah.
basically the same company. Even though these specs are a little bit different, but I rarely use a Blanco. I've been served a Blanco in Glencairns. Uh,
Okay.
in Austin, as a matter of fact, was the first time that ever happened, and I was surprised how good the Blancos tasted in a Glencairn.
It works. I just have a mental thing with I drank so much bourbon out of those. It's just in my head. That's a whiskey glass. But
Well,
tequilas
whatever
do
whatever helps
well.
you dissect things, bro, I'm good with
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
I
But
will
tequilas
say,
do well out of a Glencairn.
oh well, beautiful lakes and
Yeah.
tears right off the bat. It's just gorgeous to look at. This is very pretty. And I've said this before, I've been on record saying that any Blanco, most of the time, I would say 70 to 80% of the time, any Blancos coming out of 1438 are very solid. I got no problem with their Blancos. So, um, and the legs and tears are very familiar to me. Does this look a little bit tinged though? I mean, does it look like, or am I just seeing things? Well, it could be my Glencairn. I'm not sure. It doesn't look as pristine as I would think. Oh, well, man, I'm probably seeing things.
Yeah, no, it looks fine to me when I compare
Okay.
it
I
to
just thought maybe they were doing something interesting like resting it
yeah.
in wood, but that's not something
Yeah, no, it looks
that's not something Casa Maestri does. It's not their MO. Maybe one day it will be, but for now.
yeah, they sent some little info cards here. I mean, we pretty much kind of, know their process here, but yeah. Sustainably sourced highland and lowland agave, stone and brick ovens, roller mill, double distilled natural spring water from Tequila, Jalisco. In case y'all didn't know, Tequila is an actual town. Yeah, I hope y'all know that by now. Yeah,
And if you don't, what are you doing
yeah,
watching our
yeah, yeah. Go back and start a couple
go
years
back
back.
and go watch all those other bartenders. I love the nose on this one. It's
Yeah,
a little bit different. It's more of the I think it's less baked and more autoclave for me. I'm not getting so much baked as I'm getting more citrus notes. Are you getting that? Like an
yeah.
orange
Like
blossom
the agave is more rounded. It's not that crisp agave that we were getting on a
on
previous
the other
product,
brand,
but
on the other agave spirit we were doing.
yeah, I can definitely tell it's agave. Um,
It's even got more. Well, of course, these are sealed. We just got these actually not too long ago, so they was sitting
yeah,
on the floor for like a week maybe.
yeah. Mine's a neck pour here, if y'all believe in that. But but yeah, I mean, overall, yeah, I get some agave. It's a little hint of like a vegetal, like you said. There's some of that citrus. It's not too powerful. Everything's kind of in that mid range.
Well, it's opening up. I mean,
Yeah,
we just broke the seal on this, and
yeah,
so it's not like we're starting with, something that's been oxygenated, but
yeah,
so it's evolving in the glass. It's pleasant. There's
yeah,
decent alcohol right in the center of the glass, right where it belongs. You
yeah,
don't need any more than that.
yeah. Seems clean, nothing off-putting.
Well, I'm kind of
Yeah,
ready to dive in. I think let's
yeah.
just see what we get. Here we go. Mm, mm.
Yeah, so I get that agave. I get a little bit of earthiness, you know, more of like kind of
There's a bit more minerality in there.
yeah, a little more valley taste than
Right, right.
Highland.
Hmm. It's okay. I mean, the lip and gum numbness are there. That's a nice spiciness on your lip and gum. I like it. Again, very few times have I ever been disappointed by a Blanco coming out of 1438.
Yeah. Yeah, a little bit of pepper, spice. It's not over the top. Um, Keeping in mind that this was voted on by the people
Right.
kind of makes sense because like yeah, it definitely tastes like a Blanco tequila. It's very drinkable. Um, be very easy to sip on. And so that's what I would think that a large group of people would pick. Unless you picked your group, unless you went after aficionados, just that group, you might get a different profile. But
Oh,
if
for
it's just,
sure.
a broad spectrum of, the public, yeah, I believe it, very drinkable. Um,
What's that subtle sweetness at the bottom of the glass that I'm getting? You tell me.
yeah,
There's a it's almost like it shouldn't be there, but like I normally get this kind of a smell, this scent, this aroma from a barrel, but it's not bad. I mean, I don't know, maybe
yeah,
it hasn't opened up enough in my glass. There's nothing wrong with it. It's only coming on the nose. It's not coming on the flavor profile.
yeah, yeah. I mean, I don't not jasmine, not lavender, jasmine, something like a,
Okay, I'll buy that.
yeah, not what you would typically get out of like an earthy, agave, but yeah, just at the very bottom, a little bit of hint of sweetness.
Yeah, it's more prominent on the nose. Not
Um,
off-putting. I'm not sure what that is. Um, it's more flowery, more. I can't even call. It's not even strong enough to be perfumey. It's just
nah, it's not perfumey. It's yeah,
no.
it's
It's a
subtle, just
subtle,
a
like a
hint of
blossom.
little pleasant floralness. Yeah,
Yeah, it's not bad. I mean,
yeah.
no, not at all.
Um, I don't like using the term, but kind of like a feminine profile, you know. Um, I don't know if that's still acceptable. I don't mean for females. I just mean it's a softer, you know,
Mm-hmm.
drink. Yeah,
Sorry, the spit
at
bucket.
the end of the day, very very acceptable. Kind of makes sense. This would be
Yeah,
a
I, I,
crowd
I
picked.
I'm gonna call it right there.
Yeah.
It's a random promise nominee. I think it'll hold up. The profile is strong enough. It'll hold up to cocktails and um it's got a better finish than the previous one that we had that was an agave
Mm,
spirit. Um yeah, like I said, I rarely am disappointed from anything that's a Blanco coming out of 1438. They
yeah.
can make a solid Blanco if you're looking at it. If you look away, be careful. That's all I'm going to
It's
say.
it's crushable. I don't know if that's a
Yeah.
good or bad thing, but yeah, it's very crushable. Yeah. It's a
Is that
session
what the kids are?
tequila.
Is that what the kids are calling it now?
I I don't have a clue what the kids are doing, but I'm well beyond that. But yeah, still a 40% ABV, 80 proof. So just because I say crushable doesn't mean you're gonna go drink double, okay? It's not my fault.
No. And I like
Yeah.
that, right? Once it goes past the palate, you get a little bit of that bitterness on the sides of the tongue and at the rear, just a slight, baked bitterness. There's nothing wrong with it. It just adds to the finish actually
Hmm.
in the body and the structure. Um, it's a solid tequila, man, coming out of
Yeah.
1438. I got
Absolutely.
nothing bad to say. Um,
Price point here, 45.99. That's on their website. So
see,
yeah.
that go. I'm just harping back to a conversation that Bryce and I had with the other agave spirit we had just done, where their price point is $30 more, but it's an American agave spirit. So I don't know. Honestly, and with this look too, now this is a substantial bottle, man. It feels like it weighs a ton.
Yeah, we were talking like it seems like a liter, but it's not. It's a 750, but yeah, like thick base.
Yeah.
It's a heavy bottle. I like this bottle. I like the kind of that wine design. I mean, not like a true wine design, but I've always just liked this. It's so easy. It's for me, I can stack more of these in my cabinet than the other, unique designs.
Some liquor stores would tell you it's a little too tall, and the idea is that if it's a little bit taller with a neck, then you have to
Yeah.
put it on your top shelf because there's nothing above it.
Yeah.
And that
Makes
that
it a little easier to pour though, because you got, you got a little room to work with, but
yeah.
that's my opinion. Yeah.
Well, Corralejo ran into a problem with that because when tequila started to take off, those big huge bottles of 750s with a longer neck. And
Mm.
I have an empty that I saved from, I think I bought it in Cabo years and years ago. And the bartenders were complaining, and liquor stores, because you couldn't put it on a shelf. You had to put it on the top shelf
Uh,
because and at the time the quality was not, well, it still isn't. It's still not, it's just not top shelf quality as far as I'm concerned.
mm.
Um, Brandon Promise nominee. I like it. I nothing wrong with it. It's solid
Yeah.
tequila. Uh, Again, every time coming out of 1438, their Blancos are solid. Now, this says 2024, so are they doing like a vintage thing on their labeling? Is that what they're going for, or is that like another gimmick?
I don't know. It's not on their website. Like, I don't know if they're gonna do I mean, it would be interesting if they did like a annual pick,
Oh yeah,
because
that would
like
be nice.
one good thing about, I guess, the selected by the people is the people that actually participated probably have some buy-in. They want to, tell their friends like, hey, I helped pick this, but that's going to fade away after a year and a half. So like if you want to re-up that buy-in, then yeah, maybe do a 2025 pick or maybe every other year.
Well,
I'm not sure. That's
they've
just
got this
speculating.
the lote number is July 10th, 24. So that's when they bottled it apparently, or
Yeah.
distilled it probably.
Probably
Uh
October 7th, right? Because of Mexico, the way they do their
Yeah,
date.
well, it's 07/10. Well,
Yeah.
it could be October 7th, but
Yeah.
right. It could be October 7th. I'm looking at it. In the continental version, the month is always the second number. And
Yeah.
I looked at this like, oh, it's July 10th, but you're right. It could be October 7th. Either way, 1438
Yeah.
Destiladora del Valle. It's kosher for those of you who are wondering. It is a kosher tequila, as most tequilas coming out of that distillery are, and solid. I got nothing to say. And the pricing is good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. I
pricing
think
is
they're right
awesome.
on.
So I will thank those gentlemen, the gentlemen de la gente, who
Yeah.
made this happen. But stick with us because we got the Reposado coming up next.
Añejo, yeah.
Folks that had it, let us know. Tell us what you're paying for it, where you can find it. Is it are they outside of Texas, Bryce? Do you know?
Let's see. I just plugged it in.
Because I know their campaign with, the idea of having people select it. That was a big Instagram campaign. That was actually pretty smart.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I don't know. I show like Total Wine has it, but then when I click on it, it's just not in my store that I'm logged into. So
Okay.
let me see. But I
Well,
mean,
chances are
they do have the online
Chances
feature.
are Old
So
Town's got it. I would think Old Town has it.
yeah, it didn't pop up. I didn't search them specifically, but it looks like yeah, just go to their website, click on it,
Okay. I
see if I'm guessing they've got a number of states. I'm clicking on it just to see if they,
mean, they sound like very cagey businessmen. These guys are no slouches. They knew what they were getting involved in, and they had a plan for it. And I recall seeing that, that they had tasting samples that they were promoting on Instagram I didn't know it was for this purpose. I just thought it was something that they were doing, but I didn't keep too close to tabs because there's so many brands. But
yeah. I
this is
remember when
how
they were running it. Yeah.
yeah, it was a great campaign actually for
Yeah.
in the Instagram, and then a lot of people got involved. They had some great responses from people on Instagram. People who had tasted it and said this, it was great. There was a lot of good response to it. So
Yeah. Good crossover. Cause I mean, you're getting four samples. So, it's
yeah,
good intro to
what's not to
tequila
love,
too.
you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
So anyway, that's our take. I'm Mike Morales here in Southern California. That gentleman out there is.
Bryce Taylor in Austin, Texas.
You've been watching and listening to Sipping Off the Cuff on Tequila Aficionado Media, all of our channels and networks. Please subscribe, hit the notification bell. You can follow Bryce on Austin Tequila Connoisseurs or on Instagram. You can follow Tequila Aficionado. We're everywhere. But whatever you do, tomar sabiamente.
Sip wisely.